right, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. We are live on Ken's 5 talking all things weather, what to expect today through the weekend. If you liked this morning, you'll like tomorrow morning. It'll be a little warmer, but overall very comfortable and fall-like air. Will stay in place at least through Sunday. By early next week, that's when it starts to gradually warm up into the upper 80s, near 90 in the afternoons for daytime highs. And then morning temperatures probably right around the upper 60s. Nothing, overly warm, not compared to last week when we were in the upper 90s. So this fall-like change, I think, is here to stay in general. And it looks like by Halloween we may see an even stronger cold front. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But outside right now it is a little cloudy. Still some sunshine peeking through. Overall very comfortable air at this hour. Excuse me. Temperature right now in the city, it's 59, so a little chilly out the door. It's been all like that all morning long. So maybe a light jacket through about 10 and 11 a.m., but after that, we'll warm up pretty quickly into the lower 80s, upper 70s. We may even be restricted to cooler than that. Depending on how much cloud cover moves in, that'll dictate more about temperatures, but we're forecasting a high around 80 to 81. 52 in Dallas. Notice the colder air is anywhere east or west of Texas, right? So the Midwest, we're seeing 40s at this hour. And then anywhere west, along the Rocky Mountains pointing towards the Pacific Northwest, 30s and 40s right now. And you can kind of see how the ridge of high pressure kind of carves out the upper level pattern, 30, 40,000 feet in the air. But anyway, so it's mild air for us. Mornings are comfortable. Afternoons are seasonal, around 80 to 81 this afternoon. Today's timeline, by about 11 a.m. we're at 72, and then 2 p.m. 80 to 81. Right now, downtown San Antonio picking up an air temperature. Well, this is actually at the airport, for example. This is the airport, 61, east wind 7. It's looking into downtown from our Ken's 5 camera. We talked about this already. And just another look at the timeline. So we're forecasting a high of 81 average for this time of October. October is like 82, so we're right around that mark. Today's sunrise, 7:38 in the morning, and then tonight sunset will be at 7 o'clock. After today, I believe, we'll have sunsets before 7 o'clock, so days are going to feel shorter. As a matter of fact, November, the first Sunday of November is when daylight saving time ends. And that's when it gets darker earlier, and then sunset's a lot closer to like 5:45 in the evening. Tonight, around 7 o'clock, but just keep in mind, in a couple weeks, we'll approach the end of daylight saving time, and that'll mean shorter days coming up. If you have plans this weekend, it should be nice. It will be nice. 82 tomorrow, 85 on Sunday. I think that's nearly perfect weather. The mornings will be comfortable in the lower to middle 60s. There is an outside chance we see a stray shower in the afternoon, but most of us will stay dry with a breezy wind moving around 10 to 20 miles an hour. I jumped the gun. Let's talk real quickly about the upper levels and the tropics, because it is still hurricane season. But that's a look at your 14-day. We'll kind of go back and forth. Today, 81, middle 80s through Sunday. Overall, very comfortable air. Some of the models, our forecast models, are depicting a strong cold front sometime before Halloween, or even on Halloween, which would be very similar to how last Halloween played out. I don't know if you remember, but last Halloween and the day before, I think we had highs in the 50s and 40s. It was a cold Halloween. Temperatures were chilly for trick-or-treat time. And I think it'll be similar this year. Obviously, that's like 10, 14 days out. So we'll continue to update the forecast as more data comes in and is available. Let's see if this works out before I go to the next graphic. It is slowing down, so bear with me. But again, guys, it's Friday, end of the week. This weekend, if you have plans outdoors, should be perfect. Small chance at rain, but don't let it cancel your plans. 80s, low humidity, comfortable air. Really going to be beautiful this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And I want to show you the Halloween trend. I want to show you what's happening in the tropics and all things weather. First and foremost, if you're traveling north to Denver, to Colorado, New Mexico, there will be a cutoff low that kind of provides a little bit of cloud cover, some rain, and some turbulence. But overall, into next week, while it won't be a strong ridge of high pressure, it'll mean seasonal hot air. Temperatures probably by, this time next week, 88, 89 to maybe 90. But I think that'll be the extent of the heat here in South Texas. Okay, tropics very quickly. There's no named storms out there. There are no named storms. Two areas of interest. The Hurricane Center is watching this one in particular. Has a moderate chance at forming into a tropical cyclone. So that's a depression, a storm, or a hurricane. If it becomes a storm, that's Tropical Storm Nadine. And it looks like it has an opportunity at doing that. However, it's running out of room. You can kind of see where the center of the area of thunderstorms are at. It's not very organized, but it has a chance at organizing. Now, if it were to organize again, Nadine would be the next name. But notice, this happens again, Nadine will be the next name on the list. Let me show you what some of our models are depicting. Terry, please tell Bill Taylor his birthday was good. Yeah, I'll tell Mr. Bill. He'll be in later on today. Terry, thank you so much. Okay, so back to the tropics. So we are talking about this little tropical wave. Hurricane Center has dubbed it Invest 95L. It just means an area of investigation. It's not a storm. It's not a hurricane. It's just an area of thunderstorms that could spin up into something. Now, it looks like it does, but still fairly disorganized through tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. Now, this will bring rain to Cancun, so if you have any friends or family, anybody you know going to Cancun, I would say through Sunday, decent chance at rain and some high surf conditions, just because of this storm, even though it'll be disorganized. Now, it'll reemerge over water in the Bay of Campeche, but it looks like most of the moisture moves towards Mexico City, southern Mexico, and doesn't really do much in our local forecast. We have a chance at a stray shower today, but really not going to amount to much. So let's take a look at the 14-day. Today, 81, middle 80s tomorrow and Sunday. And then, as I mentioned, a weak area of high pressure will warm us up slowly. We're talking upper 80s, near 90 next Wednesday and Thursday, and even Friday and Saturday into next weekend. I think I would say next week will be a little warm. Average high for October is like 83. And the fact that we're forecasting highs near 90, it's pretty hot for October and pretty hot for September, even for Texas standards. Now, again, this is still like, 11, 12, 13 days out, obviously, but some of our models have been, and a lot of them have been suggesting the appearance and the push of colder air, another cold front, sometime between October 29th and Halloween. That would create, windy conditions. And from what we see, it would be a pretty strong burst of cold air, probably the coldest air of the season if it verifies. Because the thing is, by tomorrow and Sunday, these forecast models can switch up. They can go back and forth. Tomorrow's model run might not even have the cold front in it, but it is trending towards a possibility at a push of some cold air by Halloween. So that's what we're hoping for. So obviously, we'll continue to update this. Download the KENS 5 app. We have constant, consistent updates on the forecast, tropics, everything you need to know about weather. Of course, all local news is in that as well. But the KENS 5 app is, direct communication between you and the meteorologists here at KENS 5. Bill Taylor, me, myself, Paul, Maggie, Jeremy Baker. We're all on this particular app and just updating it daily on what we see in the forecast. So again, today will be quiet. Through the weekend, it's quiet. It's comfortable. Humidity will be down, lower to middle 80s both days this weekend. It's not until next week we start to warm up. 90 degrees for some days next week. And again, right now, what we're seeing, the models are showing a nice burst of colder air by Halloween. Obviously, we'll continue to update this and keep tabs on it and keep you posted here on KENS 5. But again, guys, that's it for the forecast. Download the KENS 5 app for everything you need to know weather-wise. Don't forget to do that because that, again, has all the information, every update we have, every model run we see. We try and update the KENS 5 app specifically on the weather page for all those details. But here's the 14-day. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. Be safe and enjoy the fall-like weather. 80s, even near average for Saturday and Sunday. Small chance of rain, but overall, comfortable air, low humidity, and fall-like air in the morning.